Hi CLD and welcome back. We're going to continue our tour of My Course Connection, and then we're going to be looking at some tools that you may be able to use along the way, such as Google Docs, Google Sheets, and Google Slides. So without further ado, let's jump back in. So again, for My Course Connection, just to give you a quick refresher, you go to My Courses and you hit the AH101 or AH105. It's going to be the only class that's showing up, so it'll be easy for you. And again, it will take you back to the last page that you're on. So if the last page you were on was the home page, it would look like this. And follow that breadcrumb trail to get back to where you want to be. So from this page, when we come down, we're going to open up week 1. From week 1, we talked about the reading section that was right here, and the reading is going to have the chapter views off of it, so be sure to look those through before you try to take that chapter review. The chapter reviews are going to be due on Saturday, and they're already put into your calendar, and this first week is the only week that you're not going to see that chapter review. We talked about the discussions already, and if you forget the requirements on the discussions, like how many words do I do per one, you can hit on this discussion instructions and it'll remind you of all of those criterias. Again, that was right here. Now, the live lecture that's on Monday nights at 9 o'clock, if you started on this first one, you want to give yourself some more time. So if you haven't logged in yet, you may want to go ahead and click on that to go through the setup process. Now, what it does is it puts you into Blackboard, and with Blackboard, you actually have to have it downloaded to your device. So when you click on here, go through the different steps to download that. It's very self-explanatory. If you run into any questions, feel free to contact me and I'll help you through that. If you can't make the lecture for some reason and you miss it, you can go to the Miss It, click here, and it'll show you a recording of what was presented that day. You do have an assignment every week off of the lectures, so it's something that you definitely want to participate in. Now, if you come down here to the media, these are going to be items like videos. They're going to be PDFs and links to possibly websites could be in here. The core of your weekly quiz is going to be coming from both the media and the interaction that you had with the assignments. So don't skip out on the media. There's a lot of really good resources available in there for you. The other thing is the assignments. So when you go and do the assignments, all you have to do is click on it. And at the top of the page, it's going to give you an explanation of what the assignment is. Again, watch those word counts. They're a really big deal. We get a lot of assignments that are really great essays, but unfortunately they didn't read the directions or hit the word requirements, so we had to take off. And I hate to have that happen. If you're wondering how many points it's worth or what's being graded, you can always go right here to this rubric, and it's going to give you a good breakdown of exactly which answers are worth how many points. And this is what we go off when we grade. Come down here, and mine says edit submission because I did a submission a little bit ago, but yours would say add submission when you hadn't done it yet. And it'll give you the status, and this says that I submitted it for grading and that it hasn't been graded yet. And then it'll tell me when it was due and whether I'm behind on doing it or how many days that I have left. And after you submitted it, what the process is, you just hit add submission, you type it in and hit done. But when you go back, you can hit edit submission later if you want to make changes. So for instance, if I was in a situation where I started my homework assignment, but then I had to step away, to go to work or for the kids, I could always come back and still modify that just by hitting add submission. So I'm going to give you an example so that you can see this is how you edit it, but I'm also going to show you how you would do one from that hadn't already had information already in it. Go to week 2. So when you hadn't, again, it looks like this, add submission. You scroll down here, you type in your text, and you hit save changes. It's real easy. Now this box right here, With the down arrow, what that's for is like if you're doing a Word document or a picture or something you wanted in there, you could download it just by hitting the down arrow. Now a big thing to know is that when you want to paste into this box, you have to hit Control and V. So instead of right-clicking and pasting, you have to actually hit the Control button and V. So you don't type it out, but you hit the Control button and V to paste. Really big deal, especially if you're going to be using like Google Docs or Google Slides and you go to share those links. You can put the link straight into this online text box, and all you got to know is hit Control V to put them in there. And I'm going to show you how to share it later. So hit your Save Changes, and you're ready to go. So then each week you have those individual, get back into one, you have those individual assignments, and then you also have your weekly quiz. Your weekly quizzes often have different attempts that are available for you, and each one will specify. Week 2 is the only week that you don't have a quiz. So when going into a quiz, all you would do is start quiz. Mine would say continue the last attempt because I have of course been in it before. And it'll tell you how many attempts you're allowed to do and how they take it. So you take the highest grade but there is limitations on how many that you can do on that. So be sure to look at that and study before you take it and review your notes. So now how do I check my grades? So up here in the A+, you can click on the A+ and go to User Reports. And here is your grades. The dash means that this particular assignment has not been graded yet. It does not mean that you have a 0. If you have a 0 in the assignment and you didn't turn it in, it will actually have a 0 on it. So be sure to know that, and it'll tell you how many points you got in the range and what percentage of the contribution to the course total that it did. The basic percentages is going to be if I missed 5, I got a 50. If I missed 6 out of this, I got a 60, and or if I got 6 right, I got a 60, and so forth. These are done by the actual weeks. So you see, like, this is high performance skills, all the assignments and the discussions, and then here's professionalism and career development skills, and then right here is mobile technologies, and it keeps going to financial literacy, of course, too. And at the very bottom, way down here, here's your course total. So when are all these due? Well, there's a couple ways to find out when these assignments are due. You can go here to this little flipboard, and this is your calendar. And in your calendar, you can view the month or the day, however you like. And it's going to break down when the assignments are due. So you're going to have some assignments that are due on Tuesdays, some on Thursdays, and some on Saturdays. And then Monday is your live lecture. To get points for actually attendance points, meaning you can't miss more than one day in CLD when it comes to absences, what that means for you is that you have to log in. So you have to log in like Sunday, Monday, or Tuesday to get attendance, and then you have to log in Wednesday and Thursday to get attendance as well. So be sure to be logging in and turning in assignments. It's not just to log in and open up the browser, it's to actually turn in assignments. So get those assignments in, and you'll get your full attendance for being a distance learning student. So when you come in here, you actually can click on the individual assignments and get a look at what it's going to be. And you can even go and click on any attachments that are in it, like this. You get your rubrics. Now you can't actually submit from here, so you're still going to have to go back to the week to do any submissions, but this will give you an idea of what it's going to be and a breakdown of how it's being graded. So let's go back and look at the other way that you can do it. Go back to the week. This will give you a preview by the time we're done of all the different ones. So there's a chapter review, and it's going to look just like the quiz, but at the very beginning of each week, they have a week 1 calendar, week 2, week 3, and week 4. So you can click on this calendar and it easily spells out the due dates. So depending on your learning style and how you like to see it presented, there's 2 different ways to do it. Again, with the little app right here, the calendar app, or with an enlisted method, And you can also open up each assignment and it's going to give you the due date within each assignment as well. So here again, posts, Thursday's assignments, and Saturday's assignments, and your quiz is right here. So you can see your quiz and your chapter review are both due on Saturday. You will not have a quiz in the first week, and you will not have a chapter review in the second week. But the last two, you will have both. On the discussions, if you don't turn your discussions in on time, you automatically get a 0 on them. We don't take any late discussions whatsoever. However, if you are late on your assignments, you do get 10% off per day up to 3 days. After that, it's 50% off if you turn it in. You do have to email me to let me know that you are submitting an assignment late in order to get credit for it. So my email address is on that home page, and just let me know if you have any questions with that. So without further ado, if you have any more questions about navigating My Course Connection, just let me know and I will be happy to help you. We'll go right now and look at some tools that you're going to be able to use within Google. So if you go into Google, you just open up a regular Google page, so www.google.com. Google has all these amazing tools that are available for you for free. And it's a huge thing because we used to have to do Office like suite products, Microsoft Office suites, to be able to take that kind of technology and make it available free to use for anyone from any platform has really changed the way businesses do things today and has changed the way our schools have done it. So your computer system did not come with a Microsoft suite. So with that, we're going to show you this free tool that you can use to do your Google Docs, which is going to be like your Word, your Google Sheet, which is going to be the Google version of Excel, and Google Slides, which is going to be the Google version of PowerPoints. So the first thing you need to do is you need to make sure that you have an email account and a professional email account. Don't do Fairy Princess 1983 or Fairy Princess 2006. That's not professional. You want to create one that you can put on the top of the resume and be proud of it. Avoid things like numbers, birth date numbers. If you can get numbers out of there all together, that's really good. But sometimes it will make you. Try to do something that has your name in it. That's really important. That way at the top of the resume, they get to see your name as many times as you can put it in front of them. And once you've created that Gmail account, you log in, and once you've logged in, you're going to see this at the top right-hand side. Now, if you click here, I call this the Rubik's Cube, but this is where all your Google apps are located. I'm going to move my head over to the side. So this is my most recent ones that I've used, so they're going to be at the top. These particular apps may not show up right away, but if you hit more and even more, voila! These are all the apps that are free to use just by having a Gmail account. So when you come down to the bottom, this is where we're going to get into the ones we'll use for school. It's called Home and Office. So in here you have Google Docs, Slides, and Sheets. And then you have a Google Drive. These are going to be the ones you'll use most. So I'm just going to open them and let you see them. You're going to want to go in and explore them more on your own. Okay, once you go in, you just hit a plus, and they're all pretty much the same thing. And it looks just like what you would use with a Word document. The only difference is you can go right here and title it. Instead of hitting File Save As, it saves every 3 seconds. And you also can share it to where you and someone else can be editing at the same time. So at the top right, there's this little share, and you can get a link to share it. Or you can just type in somebody's email and share it to them. Then you can either say, I only want these people to view this, or I'm going to make it to where they can edit it. And when they edit it, you and the other person can actually be working on the same document at the same time. This is huge for collaboration. Now you can go in to, so you can go in to your drive, and it's going to show you all of the different things. You're going to hit New, and you can open up a Google Doc, Sheet, or Slide from here, and you also can create a folder. And do it that way, and this is kind of like My Docs. But thank you so much for meeting with me and listening to the introduction. I hope you have a